you can swim with them. Welcome back everyone, my name is Echo. Today in this video, we have been given a brand new beta version for Android, Windows 10 and Xbox, and this is the beta version 1.5.0.0. Yes, it really doesn't make sense. We've gone from the beta 1.2 to 1.5. The developers told us not to worry about this. It's mainly for their eyes. However, apparently we're going to be going back down to version 1.4. Now, I will leave the full changelog down below in description, but in this version, we have underwater skeleton horses, which you can ride. There's a lot of changes, and I do feel we are getting closer and closer to the final release. If you do enjoy this video, and you would like to see a live stream tonight of this version, be sure to hit that like button. So let's just quickly go through the bug fixes. You can see them on screen right now. They did fix around about 50 to 60 bugs, which is pretty awesome, because there was a couple of issues within this version as well. Again, if you guys want to check out the full changelog in more detail, it is down below in description. So let's go to play. Let's go to beta 1.5.0.0. I prepared a world here with basically the majority of the changes, including the skeleton horse itself. Now, I'm doing this on Windows 10, but it is available for Android, Windows 10, and Xbox. So I want to start off with the Undead Mobs. Now, the Undead Mobs in Minecraft are wither skeletons, zombie horses, ordinary zombies, zombie pigmen, zombie villagers, skeletons. I think you've got the wither boss as well, and you've also got chicken jockeys, which is like the baby zombie riding a chicken. You've also got these skeleton jockeys as well. They are classed as Undead Mobs. Now, the reason why I'm getting these is because all Undead Mobs will now sink. They will no longer bob in the water. So for some reason, a skeleton with a skeleton got through to your world, he's somehow in the water, they will all sink. They will just sink straight to the bottom. Now, I'm guessing he's gonna drown, but then again, they're undead mobs, so can they die again? I don't really know. This is also the same for zombie horses, although you really can't get these in survival anyway. You've got ordinary zombies, which we know they will drown, and they will turn into the drowned. Zombie pigmen will also sink. Zombie villagers will also do the same. And you've also got the same for ordinary skeletons as well. These will all sink. They're just gonna lurk at the bottom. I'm guessing over a slow period of time they will die. That's kind of my idea. But again, this also includes the chicken jockeys and the spider jockeys. And I think a wither boss as well. We might spawn one at the end, but if I don't, go and test it for yourself. Let me know, does the wither boss sink? Kind of curious, because that is also classed as an undead mob. So I'm just kind of see what's going on here. And there's not really too much going on. The zombies themselves, is he shaking? He is shaking. So what that means is when they're shaking, they are going to die. There you go. There you go. He turned into the drowned. Is it going to be the same for this guy, though? Because he's technically a zombie. He's not shaking, so he's not going to change. The rest of them just lurk at the bottom, which is going to be really annoying, seeing so many different mobs at the bottom of the ocean. But again, guys, the undead mobs will now sink straight to the bottom. So not only do you have to be really, you have to take consideration on land, you've also going to have to take consideration underwater as well. Because even if it's daytime, you're going to see the mobs down there. So I want to go through the transformations because, of course, the husk, something new, and zombies, you guys have just seen it. The zombie will now drown and turn into a drowned. Also, though, the husk will also drown. So when the husk drowns, this guy will turn into a zombie, and then the zombie can turn into the drowned. So there is more transformations now, which is pretty cool, I guess, because the husk, I mean, it really wasn't a cool mob, was it? It wasn't a cool mob at all. So let's kind of speed up this process so I can show you guys what it looks like. So you can already see that the husk itself is starting to shake. So this has two transformations. He's not going to turn straight into a drowned, although that zombie did in the background. He's going to transform into a zombie, as you can see. And yes, this zombie will also drown again. So let's speed it up one more time. So there's that shaking process again. You notice it more on their arms. I'm hoping this guy does not get out of water, because we kind of need him to die, so I'm pushing him over here. So they start to shake their arms, which is when you know they are going to start to turn. I've never seen the zombies, like, there you go, he's transformed. I've never seen the zombies kind of come to the surface a little bit, so they've definitely changed the mechanics of that. So, hi. Oh yeah, they will burn in daylight, by the way. If he's on top of here, he will die. As you guys can see, he's out of water. So they have transformations. The transformation happens to the husk. And of course, the ordinary zombie. This next feature has to be the best feature in the game. Because skeleton horses, which you can obtain in survival, you can ride these underwater. Such an incredible feature. Such a very, very unexpected change. So you can literally swim with them. Like, you can swim with them. Now, you can't really go up top. The only way you can go up top is if you go up, like, by the sides. You can't really swim with them. It's more of a sinking process. Kind of very similar to the slow-falling potion. But I was never expecting this. And yes, the dolphins will follow you, even if you're on a horse. It's so, so awesome. What I'm going to do is / game mode S. I want to see how the bubbles of this work. I'm guessing they just work exactly the same. Yeah, they work exactly the same. So, of course, you could still die really easily unless you have, like, the water-breathing potions or if you have a turtle shell, but that won't be happening yet for the Bedrock version. So, I think that's a cool addition. It's very unexpected. Now, remember, you can get the 4 horsemen by, well, the white horse gets struck by a lightning, doesn't it? I love the fact that the dolphins follow you as well. I'm impressed with this. I was very shocked that they introduced this to the game. All we need now is to see zombie horses spawning naturally, because they've been in the game for a long time, but they've never really been used. And to be honest, I never really used skeleton horses. Now they have more of a use. They're a little bit buggy here and there, but fantastic feature. Again, very unexpected, but if you guys have skeleton horses and you're using this version, you can ride them in the oceans, across oceans. You don't have to worry about getting a boat. I think my aim now in Minecraft is to definitely obtain a skeleton horse. Now, something that they've done with skeletons is they've changed their range attack. I'm, of course, going to have to change my game mode to survival to show you this. But skeletons now have different ranged attack depending on where they are. So, let's get a little bit closer to this guy. You may notice this. When he's in water, come on. Shoot me. Come on, skeleton. He really isn't firing anything at all. That could be slightly bugged. But apparently it's the same for the stray as well. They have different ranged attacks in the ocean compared to when they're out the ocean. I think that might be slightly bugged because none of them are firing anything at all. But if you guys do experience that, it's just because they're being more realistic with the mobs in the water. Of course, we know firing bow and arrow in the water really isn't as effective as it is firing out the ocean. But that's definitely a bug there. But that is something that they did change in the official changelog. And I'm going back to creative just to make sure. So some other cool changes, let's just put these back in here. Some other cool changes is to do with the trident. There is 2 really good changes here. So previously you could not put unbreaking or mending on the trident. This has changed. I'm pretty sure this is available on the PC version, but it was never available for the Bedrock version. As you guys can see, we now have they fixed the animation of throwing this? They have. They have fixed the animation of throwing this. Do you guys remember when you're throwing it behind, like your arm was like twisted all the way around the back? Yeah, they fixed that. I guess that's a pretty cool addition. I mean, having unbreaking and mending makes sense because something I've definitely noticed with this weapon is the durability definitely runs out a lot faster. It runs out a lot faster compared to a diamond sword. Something else that has changed is the Riptide animation. This is fantastic. This has came over from the PC version. Let me just do /effect @p night _vision. Let's just do this for 5,000 seconds. It's just so I can see a little bit better. So once we're in water and we throw this, as you guys can see, we now have a new animation, and you can do it out of water too. It is brilliant. It's such a cool effect, such a cool addition. So this happens with Riptide. Again, they're messing around with more animations. We do have the swimming animation, but we now have this awesome Riptide animation. Oh, I feel like a bullet. That's kind of what it is. So you got to be really careful because, let me show you guys something real quick. Let's just get ourselves over here. You got to be really careful if you're doing this in survival because, of course, you can throw yourself out. And if you're going to land, if you're in survival, that's gonna do a lot of damage. But a great change. I think the Riptide animation is one of my favorite additions in this game. I'll show you guys from behind as well. So yeah, you're like a bullet. Does it do damage to mobs? I think so. Let's just try and get these. I think so. Yeah, as you guys can see, we're literally ripping them apart right in front of our eyes. It's the same for these as well. You can literally Riptide into them. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. It's pretty cool. It's amazing. Go mess around with it if you're in the beta. If you're on iOS, you guys unfortunately are going to have to wait, but we now have a new animation for the Riptide, which is pretty cool. Along with, you can now put unbreaking and mending on it. Now, there's also been changes to the Drowned. They did say that the Drowned now have a chance of holding the Nautilus Shell. So previously in Minecraft, on PC, the only way to obtain the Nautilus Shell was by fishing, which is a long process. So it looks like the developers have thought, let's try and give them another way to obtain this. I'm going to go down here and spawn in a couple of them. They said holding it. I don't think it means... Let's just quickly read what it says. It says Nautilus Shell. No, it says Drowned, now spawn with a chance of holding the Nautilus Shell. So let's just spawn in a bunch of these. See if we can find any of them. I just want to see it. I just want to see what it looks like in their hands. There's so many of them. Oh, there's a baby one right there. That guy's got a trident. I'm really curious as to what it looks like, though, in their hand. Took a little while to spawn one. But as you can see, this little fella right here, he has one. He has the Nautilus Shell. Now, in Minecraft, the Nautilus Shell is going to be used for making the conduit. So I think it's a cool another way to find them. Trident guys spawn a lot more common, though, compared to these. And yes, he did drop it as well. So it gives you a chance of obtaining it. I do not know the chance of obtaining it, because we know in Minecraft whether a mob is holding an item or a mob or something else, they don't always drop it as well. So I missed one of the first features, and that's to do with Dolphins. The reason why is because I wanted to save this best for last. I think this is pretty much all the things I needed to show you. Dolphins, guys, can now be kind of sped up, or they will now eat raw fish. You can see here the dolphin's pretty happy over there. He's really, like... Oh, okay. I know how this works now. If you feed them raw fish and stuff, I'm pretty sure they go towards the shipwrecks and ruins. Because in the changelog, it tells you that dolphins will now go towards the nearest ruin or shipwreck. And there's one right there. So we're going to quickly give both of these fish. And him the fish. They should go towards the shipwreck. And he does. They do go towards the shipwreck. That is so cool. So you reward them with a fish, and they reward you with treasures. That is absolutely fantastic. I love that feature. Okay, let's do one more time. And I'm going to feed you too. Yeah, you can see the particle effects are changed. And you can see they are hovering around a shipwreck. Alright then, well, let's go a little bit further out. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some shipwrecks or ruins around here. So let's just quickly... Are we further away from that one? I want to make sure we're not too close to it. Let me quickly... Oh, there's two over here. Let's give these two some fish. And you? Where are they taking us? Underwater ruins. Yeah, they take you to the underwater ruins. How fantastic. How absolutely amazing is that? That's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. So I like that a lot. That is a fantastic change. I'm pretty sure that's all the changes that I know of at this current moment. I might have missed a couple of... Oh, yeah, one last thing that I know I've missed. Sorry, guys. There is one last thing that I know I've missed. If you're on Windows 10, it's not really... Or if you're on Windows 10 using a controller or using a keyboard, if I do /... Let's just quickly grab this. If I do / game mode survival, if you're playing in survival and you pick block an item, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just grab two of these. I'm going to place one over there. If I go over to the item, I can now pick block it. It will go directly to that item. So it's the same for sand. So if I come over here... As you guys can see, we now have sand. It goes automatically on that block. But fantastic update. Incredible changes. It looks like the Bedrock version has received these features a little bit earlier than the Java version. But anyway, take care, stay beautiful, have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.